Good morning, so it's Thursday the 3rd of June. We're going to continue on with this theme of improvement, and one of the things that we talked about doing is doing daily recaps so that when you come back the next day, you're still in sync with what's been going on in the market, and so you're better able to put price action and things like that in context. We're going to go back to the bund and take a look at what I thought this morning. So here are my bund charts, the 30-minute, the 5-minute and the cash profiles. Now, a few key features to note. Up here, from the highs of last week, at the very top of this auction, there's really poor profile development suggesting that there were no buyers able to step up. So that was one thing I was keeping in mind this morning, that we really had to question trade in this area. Second is from the low, and you can see that there's tapering, suggesting a passive buyer. But then it's not really telling us much here. Tuesday traded higher, but in a balance, you can see tail in this body. Then yesterday, the market made this, what Bogdan calls a breedlove profile, but just this really poor profile. And you can see how it was made here on the 5-minute, and this comes from my recap yesterday. You see, even when the market pushed higher, when it came back down, it wasn't able to take a lower low or make a lower low. And so this is really telling us that there was like a lack of selling yesterday. And see, the market again pushed up out of its IV yesterday and fell back in, and again wasn't able to test lower. And so it ended up auctioning higher, closing up near the highs. So this created a really interesting feature in the market, and that is that the market was all long from yesterday, closing at the highs, but the auction was really poor. Let's take that information and then have a look at what that meant for trade today. So before we start trading today, we need to understand a few events going on. So we've got the European PMIs, there's the services, we've got the US ISMs, we have NFP tomorrow, and we have a really large French auction. So bonds become the clearest thing to trade today, which is why I'm looking at bonds. In addition to that, there was some overnight news that the Fed are looking at winding down on the credit purchase facilities. So back at the charts, taking what I said about the events today, we closed on the highs yesterday, and actually you can see here, so here's also the cash 5-minute candles, that the market just started coming off right from 7 o'clock London. Actually, there might have been a trade there, because considering the fact that we have all of the supply today, the market's positioned long overnight, and the auction yesterday was really poor. I was really just looking for shorts. But what's quite hard about this is there wasn't any sort of like strong price action to get you in. If you can see here, the volumes were low the whole morning. So maybe just based on the information, you could sell the open, given that the market was long yesterday from a poor auction, and then from the supply today, and then hold. I'm not sure, I didn't take that trade, so it's hard to say. And then after that, the market traded lower, but not very convincingly. The PMIs are roughly in line, so there's nothing really going on there. Then into the Spanish auction, the market bid up, and then in the last 10 minutes before it then offered back down, and then squeezed all the shorts. Overall, really tricky morning. I didn't get a trade on. I was really looking for a short, but just nothing in here really gave me access. I was thinking, okay, maybe the PMIs, no. Maybe we get some way to sell the French auction in the last sort of 20 minutes before it, but the market was already right down at the lows, and so the risk reward just wasn't there. So all in all, it was quite a tricky morning, but you can see how, this played in with yesterday, and that kind of framed the way that we needed to, look for access into the market today.